Here in the remote, windswept town of Browning, Montana, on the Blackfeet Reservation, tribal members grieve the disappearance of Ashley Loring Heavy Runner. The young Native American woman was 20 years old when she went missing in June of 2017. This woman, who asked to remain anonymous, helped organize a petition drive on behalf of Ashley.
Ashley, if you're out there, please call us. Call somebody, please. Thank you.
CBN News reached out to the FBI, which now oversees the case, for an update on the investigation. A spokesperson said because the case is active and ongoing, she's not able to provide any details. Tragically, Ashley's case is just one of many in a crisis known as MMIP, which stands for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Persons.
Really, a day doesn't go by that I don't think about Jermaine Charlow.
Missoula Police Detective Guy Baker is assigned to Charlow's disappearance.
Do you believe that Jermaine Charlow is still alive?
No.
Why is that?
Because, like I said, her pattern of life was deviated on that early morning hours of June 16, 2018, and no one's heard from her. So she had two little boys that I don't think she would have walked away from.
It's been a little more than 3 years since Jermaine Charlow disappeared. 23 years old at the time, the young mother is a member of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes. She has now become a prominent face in the missing and murdered Indigenous persons epidemic.
She's one that, when I'm helping to raise awareness and speak to this issue, I mention her a lot because she's home for us, being a CSKT member. And even though she went missing in the county next door, she's one of our people.
According to the Indian Law Resource Center, in the U.S., more than 4 in 5 American Indian and Alaska Native women have experienced violence. In addition, the organization reports that Indigenous women are murdered at more than 10 times the national average on some reservations.
Everybody is aware that if we aren't vigilant, our people could disappear because they have been disappearing.
And this isn't limited to Montana. The Urban Indian Health Institute reported that in 2016 alone, there were more than 5,700 reports of missing American Indian and Alaska Native women and girls. Causes of the crisis are numerous.
There is connection to trafficking, human trafficking, to the drugs, to cartels, to domestic violence, which can be, in our own communities, mental health issues, abuse. It can be a lot of things, runaways.
Other concerns include lack of law enforcement and breakdowns in coordination between the agencies servicing reservations.
Even today, as we're speaking, we only have 4 officers to patrol this huge area, which is, equal to Connecticut in size.
So what is being done to address the MMIP crisis? One way is a tribal community response plan. The Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes became the first in the nation to develop this coordinated effort, which addresses active missing persons cases.
Montana Governor Greg Gianforte tells CBN News legislation is becoming a key weapon in the fight.
We expanded coordination between law enforcement on the reservations with local law enforcement so that we can work better collaboratively to improve the situation.
On the federal level, both Presidents Trump and Biden signed executive orders to confront the crisis. Back in Browning, Montana, on the Blackfeet Reservation, Drew Landry designed a higher-tech way that tribes could be more involved.
It's a database and a reporting portal for families on reservations.
A common Native American saying goes, when an Indigenous woman goes missing, she goes missing twice. First, her body vanishes, and then her story. As the missing and murdered Indigenous persons epidemic gains more attention, advocates hope their work brings about closure and lets loved ones know they are not forgotten. Mark Martin, CBN News, Montana.